Well, back here now, and Labor and the Greens are speaking out against the government's decision to cancel plans for a nationwide food scraps collection scheme. It was made to reduce additional costs on councils, but a recycling advocate has described the move as silly and says it's time to start treating food scraps as a valuable resource. Here's Zane Small.
You ready?
Rata Taifanga is creating soil from food scraps. His non-profit, Etu Rako, takes food waste and transforms it into a resource.
It would actually cost a lot more for businesses to send this to landfill.
He's passionate about it and is disappointed the government has scrapped plans for a nationwide curbside food scrap scheme.
I think it's silly. I think if the government's so keen on mining for resources, why aren't we mining a main resource that is available to every single one of us?
It's no coincidence that on the week before Christmas they decide to slip this one under the radar, or at least try to. It'll come as a blow to local councils that want to do the right thing.
It was the previous Labor government that introduced the policy that all councils must provide food scraps collections by 2030. But Environment Minister Penny Simmonds has made the decision, with Cabinet's approval, to not go ahead with that, saying this is to reduce additional costs on councils and to allow more choice around the timing for introducing any new services. She said the government will continue to support councils to introduce recycling and food scraps collections through the Waste Minimisation Fund.
Penny Simmonds saying that councils can apply to the Waste Minimisation Fund if they want to is pretty naive. Consider they've opened that fund up to all sorts of other things that they are underfunding.
Auckland Council rolled out food scrap bins last year. It's all sent to a processing facility in Reparoa.
Bacteria breaks down the food scraps to produce biogas, methane and CO2, and liquid fertiliser.
Since the scheme was launched in April last year, more than 465,000 of these bins have been delivered to Auckland homes. And while there are concerns about uptake in some areas, Auckland Council says over 30,000 tonnes of food scraps have been diverted from landfill. Auckland's food scraps have created enough energy to provide renewable gas to 300,000 homes for a month. But the scheme isn't free. The council charges households $77 a year.
We're going to have a situation where it's only the districts in the country who can afford to do it will do it, and those that can't won't.
We should actually start treating it more like a resource.
Because while it may not look very appealing, these food scraps have the potential to power your home.